Next, we consider the process. The process references the basic idea behind how we solve our financial problems. I like to boil down the problem to the fact that we just don't know much about money. We want to break out and finally get ahead, but we're bound by the ignorance of finance and wealth strategies. So if our problem boils down to not knowing how to move forward into the destiny we've chosen, then we know that the process by which we solve the problem must free us from the bondage that ignorance creates. We need a problem-solving process that liberates us from what we don't know by instilling what we should know. We need a solution system with strong foundations and lasting merit. Because money can be a really big problem, we require an equally big solution, a real solution. This is not a game, it's real life. We'll get into the meat and the math of creating personal wealth in a moment. But the first step is to seriously get your mind right. We're discussing the process first because I believe that it's at the heart of all we can truly rely upon to free us. I'm willing to hang my hat on it. This process is called the employment of wisdom, and it will free you from absolutely anything that binds you. Not only does it work in your finances, it works in any and every other area of your life. It's powerful, it's universal, and applying it to your finances once you learn it is a no-brainer. But before you apply this idea to such an important part of your life, it's smart for you to examine it closely and test it. Make sure that this process is rooted in irrefutable truth and reflected in the very laws of nature and the universe. The only real preparation required is that you free your mind enough to receive it. But I'm going to give you an exercise just to get you thinking and maybe tease your brain a little bit. Because the employment of wisdom as we define it conflicts with the commonly held notion that knowledge is power. If I've heard it once, I've heard it 1,000 times. Knowledge is power. But according to the principles, that's not true. Knowledge is not power. It is merely the seed of power. So here's your question. If knowledge alone is not power, then what is? What constitutes power? Feel free to write down your answer and compare it to what we eventually share.